Hey, hi, this is Sandeep, and in this tutorial we're going to learn about the contextual events. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Here, first of all, let's understand what is a contextual event. With the help of contextual event, what we can do is that from one region we can pass the information to the other region on the same page. So there can be a requirement in which you have a page, you have got multiple regions over it, and you want to pass the information across the regions, right? So here what I have got a dynamic region demo page in which there are two facets. Here I have already dragged some components, so right now I have got two facets, first and second. So I'll drag one region here and I'll drag the other region 2 here. Okay, and I'll pass the information from region 1 to region 2. That's our requirement. So region 1 is going to correspond to task flow 1. Okay, and region 2 is going to correspond to task flow 2. Okay, so in task flow 1 we are going to pass the information. So let's create a page which should give the information. Okay, so I'll just drag this view. I'll say task flow 1 page. So I'll just create this page. I'll just write that what page it is just to show it the one time, and then here I have to pass the information, right? So I'll drag input text. I'll take the help of the input text. So here I'll say enter name to be passed to second region. Okay, and here I will just take the help of a page flow scope variable to store the name. Okay, so this one should suffice. So on this so our this task flow 1 is ready. What we'll do, we'll just collect the information from the user and we will store it in the page flow scope name. Okay, so now go to the task flow 2. Here is our task flow 2, inside which there is this page. If you go inside this page, I've already created this, so nothing is there. It just says that this is task flow 2 page, and here name, I'll write this name change to. Okay, so our requirement is that from here, from task flow 1 page, when you click a submit, I have not created a submit button. Submit name. Okay, so our requirement is that as you click the submit button, this name would get stored to the page flow scope, which would be then passed to task flow 2's this page. Okay, and here we're gonna show the name, we're gonna store the name under this page flow scope. Okay, so let's write a different name in task flow 2. Okay, so as you see, I'm using different page flow scope. I mean, the page flow scope variable of task flow 2 and the task flow 1 are obviously having different scopes. They do not mutually are overlapping, and that way I have used the different names also to make sure that they are not the same. Okay, so here I'm using this name and there I'm using the other way. So our requirement is to just pass the information. So let's see how we can pass the information first of all. So what we have to do here, we have to go to our dynamic region demo. So here let's just first create the page and then we'll do the work of passing the information. Okay, so task flow 1, let's see, where's task flow 1. Here is our task flow 1. Just drag it here as region. Okay, and here's our task flow 2. Just drag it here as region. Okay, so we have dragged it. Now we want to pass the information from here to there. So if we have to pass the information from here to there, we will have to go firstly inside these regions to do some work. Okay, so first of all, let's go to region 1, from where the information has to be passed. Okay, from here information has to be passed, right? So what I will do, on clicking this button, information should be passed. So on clicking this button, basically contextual event should be raised, right? So I'll just select this event, just select this button, the component on which you want to raise the contextual event. Just select this and scroll down here. You will see contextual events. Just click a plus over here. I will say create a new event and submit name event. Okay, and its type is gonna be action event. Okay, it's going to be action event, and a problem may be there in which you want to just raise the event on basis of value change. So in that case, you will select here and then you will write here value change event. Okay, so right now my requirement is to change to raise the contextual event by clicking this button. So I'm going to name it as action event, and I'm going to pass this what information has to be passed. You just click on this pass custom, and I know that page flow scope dot name. Okay, this variable we were using on this page to store the name here, right? So I'll use the same information to be passed. So what I have defined here, I have defined a contextual event which will be raised by clicking on this button, and also it will pass this piece of information from this region. So now our work is done. Work is done in the sense like we have created how to raise the event from here. Now we have to go and control that how do we just see the page definition of it. So it has already created this page definition here, and event binding is also created for us. If you go to the source, here is the event binding which has been automatically created. So it looks all fine. Okay, so just close this, and now we want to handle the event. From here we raise the event. Now in the region 2 we want to handle the event, right? So we'll come to the page 2 where the information is coming. So here what you have to do, you have to write a Java class first. I have already written that Java class. You can write it anywhere in this project. So I have already written Java class. You can name anything whatever you want. In that I have written this method which will be taking this payload. Payload is the piece of information which is being passed from region 1. Okay, and when this payload comes over here, I get the access over ADF basis context. Based on that I get the access to the page flow scope, and then I'm setting the page flow scope dot put name. Here actually I need to change it as name in task flow 2. Firstly I'll go to this task flow 2 page. I'll see what name we were using. See here in the region 2, the task flow 2, we are using this particular name. We want the page flow scope to have this variable, right? So I'll go to the contextual event, write it. I'll just explain you in a bit. So here what is happening is I am creating this I have already created this Java class, and here I am getting the ADF is context reference, and with the help of that I am getting a handle on page flow scope. Once I get the page flow scope handle, I am putting inside the page flow scope, I am putting the payload whatever has come over here. So right now this Java class we have defined, but we need to relate this Java class to this task flow 2 page, so that what will happen is that when it gets related to this page, then it will get the ADF is context reference for this page. That is to say, later it will get the page flow scope particularly related to this page only, right? So right now it is independent Java class, it is not related to any such thing. So what we will do, we will select this, okay, and we'll right click, we will say create data control. Okay, so it will go ahead and create data control for us. So I think it has done that. Here is one error that I see. Okay, we will see this after we run our application. Right now, okay, so I have created this data control over here. So if you come over here, you will see this data control appears. This Java class has been converted, right? So now we have this method defined in the Java class over here in the data control. Now we go to the task flow 2. Here we need to relate this method from here. So we'll go to the bindings. We will say add binding, and we will say method action. Okay, now it will ask you from where. So just select this method will appear in the drop down. Just select this and just say okay. Okay, so now you have related this handler also. So you have got the two things placed in two places. One is you have placed the raising of the contextual event in task flow, and the second thing, you have placed this handler in the task flow too, right? Now you need to relate both of them so that the ADF knows how to handle the event. So for that, you need to go to this dynamic region demo page where both the regions are available. So here what you need to do, you can go to the bindings. This event I defined earlier, I'll just delete this. There is no meaning of it right now. So I'll go to the subscribers. I'll say add. Don't worry about that contextual event which I just now deleted, because that was something which I added for my use. Okay, so right now we are going to use the one which we have just now defined. I'll click on the subscriber plus. Here you need to define both the producer and the consumer, right? So firstly, just say event here. So this is the name which we define. So here it will say, okay boss, this is the event name, this is the action event, and this is the publisher. So this is our publisher is task flow 1. Okay, and handler, we now need to select the handler. Just click here, it will say this is the handler present in the task flow 2, right? Just select over here. So it has selected. Now here you just say plus and say that, give this name, so this is for the payload that we are passing. Okay, so click OK. Now you see task flow 2 here, it appears, right? And here if you scroll, this is our event which has come. So now we are ready. We will go ahead and just run this to see whether it is working or not. So here comes the error. We'll see what this error is. Actually, apart from that error, it has already gone and run the application. So let's see how it runs. We will debug the error if something comes up. Actually, that error may be the case, or maybe because of the things that I was doing earlier on this project might not be related to the current activity that I was showing you. So here's our page, and here it says enter name to be passed on the second region. I will say Sandeep. Let's see whether it works or not. Submit name, and boom, it is appearing over here, right? Sandeep 123, submit, and here it appears. So this is all working, which I showed. We are able to pass the information from region 1 to region 2. Okay, so this is how the contextual event works. Thank you very much.